you can go up to the top left and pause or stop the recording and then restart
Yeah,
it.
I can see that. Yeah.
Okay. All right, great. Are you going to be in Globecom?
Yes, oh, sure. Yeah, you will be there too, right?
Well, of course, I will see you there, and I hope to see the rest of you there. And just reach out if you need anything, but I have other meetings to start and join. So, all right,
Okay.
have a good evening.
Okay.
Take care.
Yeah. See you in Malaysia. Yeah. Okay. So we shall start in 1 minute. And okay, so I guess everyone can see my screen now, right? Okay, if no one if no one said no, yeah, I assume that you are seeing my screen. Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to the semi-annual meeting of the IEEE Communication Society Integrated Sensor and Communication Emerging Technology Initiative. And this is actually a semi-annual meeting prior to the Globecom 2023. Okay, uh, so this is today's agenda, and I will first report the current status of the and give you some updates on the activities of the ISAC ETI for this year, and I will briefly mention some plans for the next year, and then feel free to discuss, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Okay, so here is the rules of today's meeting. So audience will all be muted, and please do not annotate on your screen. Please kindly enter your name, email, and affiliation in the chat box for use of sign in. Okay, yeah, thank you very much. And so I'm Fan Liu. I'm the academic chair of the HV ComSoc ISAC ETI. I'm from the Southern University of Science and Technology. And so the first thing, as usual, is to review our membership status. So nowadays we have 890 subscribers, and it is worth highlighting that now we have 36 actually fellow within our community. So 6 of us were promoted to actually fellow this year. So congratulations to Professor Conghui Chang, Professor Xin Wang, Professor Christos Masoros, and who is also our vice chair, Professor Yuanwei Liu, Professor Jun Luo, and Professor Henke Wimish. And our other social media, including WeChat group, including the so sorry, can you so if anyone please check yourself. Are you muted? Yeah, please mute yourself. Thank you very much. Okay, so in terms of other social media, we have our WeChat group members now growing to 2,000, and the WeChat account followers now growing to more than 10,000, and our YouTube Bilibili followers now is more than also 2,000. Okay. And so many of us have won this year's society level prizes, including the Stephen Allrice Prize, including the Best Tutorial Paper Award, and Best Communication Letters, Best magazine, and also the HVE AESS Best Paper Award. So, and the 6 of us were selected as distinguished lecturers. So congratulations to all of us. And now if we look at the publication status, so this data was collected from the HV Explore this month. So you can see now the papers, so now ISAC is becoming a really hot topic. So this year, you can see that the publication is above 10,000 papers. Sorry, 1,000 papers, and most of us are doing, conventional topics like beamforming, waveform design, signal processing, and recently there are many popular topics in terms of the information theoretical limits, ISAC with reconfigurable intelligence surfaces, and also ISAC with federated learning. And nowadays, data sets and demos are also becoming a very important topic. And some other emerging topics, including the security and privacy, delayed Doppler signal processing, IC design, near field ISAC, and also random signals for ISAC. Okay, so this is about the publication states and some recently very popular topics. And so in terms of the projects, so you can see that more and more countries and regions, they are investing funds in the area of ISAC. So actually, you can see that both in the US, in the EU, and in China, and also in the UK, there are many government funded projects in the ISAC and related topics. Okay, so I will then give you a brief overview on the recent activities, the activities conducted within this year by different working groups, including a publication, including conference, education, online contents, demos and data sets, and industrial activities. So publication working group. So here are some recent highlights. So as usual, we are continuing publishing the our newsletter, the ISAC Focus issue. So now we have 7 ISAC Focus issues published, and we have 5 actually ISAC special issues this year published on different journals, and we have 8 ongoing special issues, and also we have 3 ISAC books published. So thanks to the editor-in-chief of the ISAC Focus, Professor Andrew Zhang, now we have already 7 issues of the ISAC Focus. And now the 8th issue, which is channel dataset and modeling for ISAC, is now calling for papers. So you're more than welcome to submit. And here are some basics, information about our ISAC focused newsletters. So this is the inaugural issue of the ISAC for vehicular networks, ISAC for Wi-Fi networks, and these are actually all published in the 2021, and in 2022 we published the radar-centric ISAC, ISAC for mobile networks, fundamental theories of ISAC, and also ISAC for IoT networks. And this year we published bistatic sensing for ISAC systems. And the upcoming issue will be the dataset and the modeling for ISAC, which will probably be released in January or February. Okay, stay tuned. And some publication status. So this year we published. This I think should be the first special issue published this year. So actually, Wireless Communication Magazine, which was led by Professor Christos Massoros, and I am also one of the guest editors. So we received 26 submissions, and so there are 16 papers co-authored by the ISAC ETI members. And finally, we accept 6 of them. So you can see we have a very low acceptance ratio. But fortunately, 5 of them were co-authored by our members. And this is the HPE Communication Magazine special issue, which was led by Professor Wei Jieyuan, and also several of our members are the guest editors. So the publication date is the March of this year, and this special issue received 35 submissions, and finally accepted 13 of them. And by the way, this is the second HPE Communication Magazine special issue, again led by Professor Wei Jieyuan, and so the submission deadline was just passed. So which was the end of October of this year, and the decision notification will be released in the next year, January. So still we don't know how many papers will be accepted, but now we can see that so compared to the previous magazine special issues, this communication magazine SI received 60 submissions, which is way higher than the previous ones, and 45 of them were co-authored by our members. And this is another special issue on IEEE IoT magazine, and received so which was led by Professor Yuan Haocui, which received 24 submissions, and still it is I think it has already been the final decision has been released, but still the publication date is is to be determined. And this is another very interesting special issue on IEEE Communication Standards magazine. I think this is mostly industry related, and this was led by Dr. Ahmed Abiel from University of Luxembourg. So the publication date will be next year's March. And this is another ongoing special issue in Journal of Select Topics in Signal Processing, which was led by Dr. Kumavija Mishra. And so I think still this special issue is under review, and the publication date will be the next January. And this is another special issue on actually Signal Processing magazine, which was led by Professor Nuria. And still, this special issue is under review and is expected to be released, I think, the next year. Okay. And this is another ongoing special issue, which was led by me on actually Vehicular Technology magazine. And we received 33 submissions, and well, 19 of them were co-authored by the ISAC ETI members. And this special issue is still under review, and will soon release the first round decision. So in addition to IEEE, we also have our members organizing special issues on other community journals like ISV signal processing. So this is a special issue on signal processing for ISAC. And also we have a new journal which is named actually Journal of Selected Areas in Sensors, and we're very honored to be the second special issue of this new journal. So we're now calling for papers. The manuscript submission due will be the next February. Okay. So in addition to journals special issues, we also have lots of other publications like books. So this is a book edited book, and co-edited by Dr. Kumavija Mishra and Dr. Bahavani and Dr. Professor Bjorn Otterston, Professor Lee Swindlehurst. And this is the title is Signal Processing for Joint Radar Communication. And this is another ISAC book, which was authored by our members, Dr. Kai Wu, Dr. Professor Andrew Zhang, and Professor Jie Guo. So this is not an edited book, but a technical textbook, I guess. So this scope including basic signal processing algorithms, communication-centric ISAC design, technologies, and platforms. So this book was already published in the last November. And I would like to bring your attention to this most recently published ISAC edited book, which was led by me, Professor Christos Massos, and Professor Yuninas Elda. So this is an edited book, and was contributed by more than 50 leading researchers from the ISAC ETI. The scope, which is very comprehensive, including fundamental theory, signal processing, networking demos, and also applications. So this book, I think it was released this summer in July. So you can download it from the Springer, and you may also buy the hard copy from the Amazon. Okay, so that's the activity of the first working group publications. So the second working group, which is led by Professor Chris Masos and Professor Wei Jieyuan, is the conference and events working group. So here are some recent highlights of the summary. So we have dedicated conferences, regular sessions, workshops, special sessions, and tutorials. So this is the third HPE Joint Communication and Sensing Symposium, which was led by Professor Gerhard Feitweis and also co-organized with our ISAC ETI. I'm one of the TPC co-chairs, and we received a total number of submissions of 46, and we accept 20 of them. So the acceptance ratio would be 43. And this symposium is the only dedicated symposium within the HPE that in terms of the ISAC. And this is the fourth HPE Joint Communication and Sensing, which is again led by Professor Gerhard Feitweis. And so this will be held in Leuven, Belgium next March, and I'm again one of the TPC co-chair. So in terms of the workshop series, so as you may know that we have already officially released our workshop series 1 within the CAMSOC. So this including the Globecom, ICC, and the WCNC. And by the way, from this year, we have our ISAC as a dedicated, dedicated symposium. Dedicated track within the selected areas of communication symposium in every Globecom and ICC. So this is regular track, not workshops. Okay, so so we have now you can see that we have WCNC, ICC, ICCC, which is in China, and the Globecom within this year. And the next year, we also have WCNC 2024 and ICC 2024 workshops in terms of the ISAC. And the next year, we also have the SAC Symposium on Integrated Sensing and Communication. And this is another workshop series, which is in conjunction with ACM conferences. So this year we have, so last year we organized the first workshop of ISAC within the ACM Globecom. So this year we have 2 workshops. One is with the ACM Mobile CIS, and the other is again with ACM Globecom. And next year we're expecting to continue this series in Mobile CIS and Globecom. And so this is another very interesting event, which is this special session dedicated to integrated sensing and communication in conjunction with the HPE radar conferences. So, and this was led by Professor Chris Masos and Professor Taneli Rihonen. So this special session was divided into 2 parts. And I have also contributed 1 paper into this special session. And here is a summary of this year's conference activities. We have 2 dedicated conferences or symposia. And we have a dedicated SAC in ICC 2023, Globecom 2023. And also in ICCC, we have a dedicated symposium. We have in ICCT, we have a dedicated symposium. And in ICC 2024, we also have this dedicated track on integrated sensing and communication and different workshops. So you can see that this year ICC will have 2 workshops related to ISAC, and next year we also have 2 workshops. So basically, these 2 workshops will continued from the 2023 versions, and we have a dedicated workshop in ICAS of the next year, and in Mobilecom, Mobile Sys, just like I mentioned, and we even have 3 relevant workshops in VTC of this year. And in terms of special session, we have ICASP special sessions, SPOC, USIPCO radar conferences, and ISCIT. And we have a dozen of the tutorials. So you can see this year's ICC, there are even 4 tutorials related to the ISAC. And I myself delivered a tutorial in this year's USIPCO. And in Globecom, we have 2 tutorials. And ICCC, we have 1 tutorial. And we have a 2023 keynote of Globecom related to ISAC, which will be delivered by Dr. Pei-Ying Zhu from Huawei. And also we have different keynotes in other conferences. Okay, so the third working group is the education working group. And so the recent highlights, including the 3rd season of the webinar series, which was ended, I think, the beginning of this year. And we have multiple tutorials, keynotes, delivered or will be delivered. And the most, highlighting events are these 2 summer schools, and I will elaborate on them later. So this is the webinar series of the 3rd season, and this year we actually take a break for the webinar series, and we expect to organize the ISAC webinar series again for the next year. And this is about the HB SPS AESS ISAC Summer School, which was led by Professor Nuria, and this was in biennial in span of in the summer, June 26 to 29. And the slogan is integrated sense and communication on multidisciplinary perspective. So we have many of our members have attended this interesting summer school physically, I think. And this is another ISAC summer school, which is the HB SPS ComSoc ISAC summer school, which was organized by Professor Chenhui Zhang from CUHK Shenzhen, and Professor Dr. Tony Xiaohan from Huawei, Professor Jie Xu, Professor Feng Ying, and myself. And we invited. So this summer school was mainly for Chinese students from the mainland, from the Hong Kong, and also we have several speakers. So the topics including the radar signal processing, ISAC signal processing, ISAC information theory, demos, and you can see that the online participants and the number of online participants is more than 15,000. And the online contents, so actually the online contents is already on a very regular routine. So I'm not going to elaborate too many details on that. So we have our ISAC research library on GitHub, and we have the best readings. So by the way, we're planning to update this best reading maybe the next year, because this best reading was released, I think, in 2022, and it's already been 2 years, and we think it's time to update this list. And we have several websites for workshops, for webinar series, and for our own official websites. So also we have our social media, including our WeChat account, and including the YouTube and the Bilibili accounts. Okay, so the I think this is the 5th working group on demos and data sites. So last year we have been deeply impressed by the deep sense data sites by Professor Ahmad Al-Khatib from the Arizona State University, and Actually, this is a very well done data site, and I encouraging all members to download it and use it. And so Professor Yuan Haocui is also conducting the experiments for the 5G NR based human recognition dataset in conjunction with Vivo Communication. And some demos, including the wirelessly powered ISAC, which was led by Dr. Xiaoyang Li and Professor Yi Gong from SUSTech. And here's another demo from the UCL, led by Professor Christos Masouros. And here is this is a very interesting dataset platform called SDP, so Sensing Dataset Platform, which was led by Huawei and ISAC ETI. So in this platform, we aim to collaboratively develop, to collect all the possible data sets from different universities and companies, and we wish to collaboratively develop all those data sets by collaborating with relevant organizations from industry, from academic sectors, and we are encouraging active participants worldwide. So these datasets were including detection, localization, tracking, recognition, imaging, and others. And so, by the way, there is already a first Wi-Fi sensing competition datasets, which is already online. So this is about to using the 5 gigahertz 0.11 ACX Wi-Fi signals to do sensing, and we already have these different scenarios and the deployment of the data sets. And so by using these data sets, we have already organized the first Wi-Fi sensing student contest, and so our industry chair Tony will elaborate on the more details about this contest. Okay, so I'll hand over to our industry chair, Dr. Tony Xiaohan, to present the industry activities. So Tony, please.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Liu. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
All right. So hello everyone. So this is Tony Han from Huawei Technology, serving as the industry chair for the ISAC ETI. And let me briefly go through the slide to give you guys the update of the industry progress. Next slide, please. So as you may already see this table for a few times, so we summarize the industry activities into this table and classify the activity into different organizations. And today we update the new activities for this year, and marks in red color. So although it's not many updates, but each one may it seems very important and significant progress. So let me go through them one by one by the following slides. So go ahead, please. Next slide. So this one is, I think everybody know that ITU in this year.
Hi, Tony, we cannot hear you. Tony? Hello?
I think it's the most biggest news for our society, our research area. And I should say we should be very happy about this, and we should be proud of ourselves in doing contribution in this direction, and also contribute to this direction. And we as a team, ISAC ETI, really made a lot of contribution and effort to this achievement. We should be proud of ourselves. And no, next slide, please. Also, there are some activities for the real standardization for 3GPP, some new TS released and discussed in 3GPP. You can refer to more details in these references. Next slide, please. And also for IEEE for AL2.11bf double sensing standard, as I mentioned many times, this is the first international standard for ISAC, and it should be considered as a pioneer for this ISAC direction. And a few things to highlight. One is 2 weeks before in Hawaii meeting, we released our draft 3.0 for our double sensing standard, which means that the standard is going to more stable status. And also in June this year, in Mexico City, we actually myself presented the first time in WFA about this double sensing, in order to push in this new standard to form a new task group in Wi-Fi Alliance for the certification for the chip and devices for the double sensing standard. And the latest news is that I can share with you guys is we estimate the task group, the new task group will be established in early next year. And also the expected product which comply with the double sensing standard will be going to the market around 2026. So that's the latest news, and that should be the first serial of the product which comply with the 11BF standard. And next slide, please. And also another thing, big things, there's a new asset group established in ETSI. I think this month or last month, right? Dr. Professor Liu.
Yes.
I think
last week.
This month, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And also many members of our members actively involved in this new group, and this group is a kind of parallel or similar as the MT 2030 in China. It's discuss and cooperate for the ISAC in Europe. All right, next slide, please. This is another activity that Huawei and some other organization hosted the third 6G ISAC workshop in Xi'an, China last month. And many report, discussion, forum, and also we released our Huawei Research ISAC special issue during this workshop. And this is the third one, and it will be continuing, and it's basically the activity in China to discuss the 6G ISAC. Next slide, please. Yeah, another thing is Wi-Fi sensing white paper. This one was released last year, and Chinese version was released in this year, February, and this is the first industry Wi-Fi sensing white paper, and many contributors from our members and including use cases, fundamental theory, various key technologies, and system demos. So you can refer to the to more details by the link, and you can download the website. Next slide, please.
Having trouble connecting to the internet. It looks like an issue with the router and echo device, so try restarting them. Unplug both of them, then plug the router.
Yeah, so another activity is very newly happened is last week. So this is the first Wi-Fi sensing context. So we actually start this registration back to August this year, and the finals and award happened last week. So totally we have 2 tracks. Track 1 is detection and localization, and the track 2 is an innovation solution. So track 1 is more like for today, you know, for the solution and the algorithm to be very immediately going to the market today. So the innovation solution will more focused on or facing to the future. You know, you can do any innovation solution based on the sensing technologies. So also the total price is the amount is I think is a kind of a record in this society. 720,000 RMB, and also the competitors also impressive, and also more than our imagination. Totally 287 teams and 924 competitors. And you can refer to more details by the links here. Next slide. I think it's the last slide. So also another team in Huawei, my colleagues also released the Senseverse Vision version 1.0 dataset. This is a simulation dataset by ray tracing software, and also you can download them free by online. It's a huge amount of data for the simulation scenarios. And yeah, I think that's all. So thank you for listening. If you have any question, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Tony, for the very rich activities introduction that have been done in the industry. And so as you can see, more and more industry companies are already involved in the study of ISAC. And so I believe this will continue to be a very promising research direction.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
I will continue to introduce several activities, especially inter-society activities within the AESS. So as I just introduced, so this year we have special sessions on ISAC in the H3 Radar Conference, and this is in collaboration with the AESS. And also, so the president of the AESS, Professor Mario Greco, she has organized 2 H3 AESS ISAC workshops, and the most recent one was held in India this month. So we will also plan to co-organize several events together with Professor Greco next year. And just as I said, we have this inter-society activity with the ACM. We have several ISAC workshops within the Globecom and the Mobile SIS. So the next year's plan, so the overall spirit is still to involve more people. So as you may see that the ISAC, which was originally initialized from the ComSoc and SPS, is now involving more and more people from different communities, from the industry, and there are even people from the IC designs that they are doing research in terms of the ISAC. So this is a paper published on Ashbury Journal of Solid State Circuits, so which could be very interesting. And our members are more than welcome to organize all kinds of activities together with people from different communities. So these were including the workshops, special sessions, special issues, tutorials, webinars, and industry panels. So just let us know how you want us to help. So next year, so you can see that we already established different series of workshops and even dedicated symposium within different conferences. And next year maybe we will reach to other communities like the information theory. So I know that ISIT is now from next year ISIT will have workshops on dedicated topics. So maybe it is a good time to also organize a dedicated workshop on ISAC within the ISIT. And in the intelligent transportation community, they have these two conferences, and maybe we can also, collaborate with them, and also including the microwave and microwave technology and techniques, society. They have different symposium and conferences, and our members are also encouraged to organize the relevant, events in the above, conferences. And the next year will also, so this year we have, we took a break for the webinar series. We have actually, done a lot of job in the previous 2 years that we have already organized the 3, seasons of webinar series on ISAC. So from next year, we'll continue to organizing the ISAC webinar series, but in different themes. So the next theme may be the radar-centric ISAC, and then the ISAC for information theory and ISAC for intelligent transportation. Okay, so finally, I would like to call for attendance for the next year's HPE Joint Communication and Sensing Symposium, which will be held in next March in Leuven, Belgium. And so we have already received, a large number of submissions from our community, and we are now under. So this paper is now under review, and so next year we hope to. So you may know that now nearly almost all the countries have already lifted the travel restrictions. So I hope to see all of you guys in next year's Joint Communication and Sensing Symposium. Okay, so that's all for today's CHAOSS report, and so please let us know if you have any questions. Feel free to unmute yourself if you have questions or any suggestions about our organization. Okay, it seems that there's no questions. Then in that case, so our next ETI meeting will be held prior to ICC 2024. And I know some of you may attend Globecom 2023 next week. So I hope to meet you there physically. Okay, so that's all for today's ETI meeting. I'll see you next year or next week. Goodbye.
Yeah, bye-bye.